Hey peeps, it's Julian here from Tutoring, and as always, it's such a pleasure to join you. Well, question 4.2 from the 2018 Maths Lit Grade 11, Paper 2, and this question deals with reading a seating plan and answering questions about the seating plan. It involves some probability and calculating total costs. So it says NHSC shows a seating plan of a school hall. Use the seating plan to answer the following questions. So the first question says, after the match, the school has an entertainment activity for guests in the school hall. How many seats are on the left-hand side of the stage? So this is NHSC and this is the seating plan. And they've given this is our left side of the stage because the stage is down here. So to the left, and then this is the center, and then to the right. So we're going to have to find out how many seats are between in this block over here, the left of the stage. In order to do this, we need to find out how many seats are available per row and then sum that value up together. But just to illustrate, let's just take, for example, row A. We're going to have, it starts at seat 15, so it'll be seat 15, and then all the way up to seat 19, so it'll be seat 16, then 17, then 18, then 19. So you can see that for row A, it's basically 19 minus the number that it's at plus 1, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's not simply going to be 19 minus 15, it's going to actually be 19 minus 15 plus 1, because we mustn't forget the extra seat of 15. So this comes to 19 minus 15 would be 4, then plus the 1, which would be 5. So using this, we can just mark down here that for row A it's going to be 5. Now using this methodology, we have to go through each one. So you can see B is slightly got one more seat than A, so this will be 6. And you can see row C has one more seat than B, so this is going to be 7. D is one more than C, so it's 8. E is one more than D, so it's 9. Same thing for F, it's 10. Because remember, 19 minus 10 will be 9 plus the 1, so it will be 9 plus 1, which is 10, so it all fits. Then G is the same thing, it's got one more seat than F, so it's going to be 11. H is the same thing, it's going to be 12, one more than the last. J is the same, so it's 7 to 19, so that means it's going to be 13. K is the same, it's going to go to 14. L, same theory, so 15. M is one more, so 16. Now there's a trick here with N. You see that it's not going up to 19, it's actually going up to 17. So it's from 17 to 3. So if we do this, so for N, it's going to be from 17 minus 3, but remember to plus the 1. So 17 minus 3 is going to be 14 plus 1 is 15. So for N it's 15. And then for O, it's from 5 to 19, but we've already done that one for L, which is also 5 to 19, so it's also 15 seats. And then for row P, it's also the same as J. It's from 7 to 19, which we said was 13, so that's going to be 13. Okay, and I know most of the calculations is being done on the sheet, but we need to sum up all of the number of seats. So in your calculators, I'm not going to rewrite this because it's going to take time, but you basically put in your calculator 13 plus 15 plus 15, plus 16, plus 15, plus 14, plus 13, plus 12, plus 11, plus 10, plus 9, plus 8, plus 7, plus 6, plus 5. Be very careful in putting in these numbers. Do it twice just to make sure, if you just to double check. And I get that it comes to a total of 169. So I've done all the calculations on the sheet, but it's easier to organize like that. So when we go to our answers, we can say 4.2.1, the answer is 169. And there's no marks for methods for this anyway. It's just the answer will give you 3 marks. And then on to the next one. It says calculate the probability of having a row on the right hand side of the stage with 15 seats. So what we have to then do is go look at this again, and so this is the right of the stage, and we need to calculate what the probability of a row having 15 seats. So we're going to do the same thing where we mark down the total number for that row. So it's going to be, so this is on now the right hand side. I'm just going to do the calculation on the side. We know for row A, it's going to be 48 minus your 44. But remember, as explained earlier, we need to add the 1. So that's going to be 48 minus 44, which comes to 4, plus the 1 is 5. So this is going to have 5 seats. As in the similar concept, so you can see how B has just the 1 more seat added to the edge. So instead of 48, we have 49. So that means we are going to have 6. And the same thing for C. It's 1 more than B, so it's going to be 7. D is 1 more than C, so it's going to be 8. The next one is again 1 more, so 9. Then it's going to be 10. G is 1 more than F, so that's 11. H is 1 more than G, so that's 12. J is 1 more than H, so that's going to be 13. Same thing for K, it's going to be 1 more, so 14. L is 1 more, so it's going to be 15. Again, M is 1 more than L, so that's going to be 16. And now N is a little bit different, so it's not simply just 1 more than the last, because it actually starts at 46 and goes up to 60. So we need to just do a slight calculation on the side. So for row N, it's going to be 60 minus 46, but remember we plus 1. So that's going to be 14 plus 1, which is 15. So over here it's going to be 15. Then for O, it's going to be, we've already done that one, it's 44 to 58, which we said is also going to be 15. So for O, it's going to be 15. And then same thing for row P, we've already done in L, which we've also worked out is going to be 15. So row L is also 15. And we can double check just for sanity. I'm going to do P on the side. It's going to be 58 minus 44 plus 1. That is indeed 14 plus 1. So that equals 15. Okay, so now that we have the number of seats in the right hand side, we can go back to our question, and they say calculate the probability of a row on the right hand side having 15 seats. So again, this is 4.2.2. So remember, probability will equal, so the the number of 15 seats rows divided by the total amount of rows, and this is going to equal, so if we go here, we know that the total amount is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So there are 15 rows, and the amount of time that 15 comes up is in row P, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there's no other rows, so it's just rows L, N, O, P that have the 15. So that means it's 4 out of the total of 15. And that's our probability. You can convert this to a percentage, but it's not required because it doesn't ask us to. So that's 4.2.2. And then we're on to 4.2.3. Okay, and then this question says, the hall is sometimes used for hiring. The cost of seating in the middle of the hall is 8% more than the seats on the left and right of the hall. For a certain function, tickets are 150 Rand for a seat on the side of the hall. So remember, it's 150 Rand, and in the middle it's 8% more. So let's first find out the price of the middle. So price for middle, okay, will equal to, it's the price of the side, so it's 150 Rand times by 100% plus the 8%, okay, which equals, so that's what can be in brackets, which equals 150 multiplied by 108%, because 100% plus 8% is going to be 108%. So this actually, remember, we can write percentage as the 108 divided by 100. So this is going to be 150 Rand multiplied by 108 over 100. And in my calculator, I get that this equals 162 Rand. So that's how much a middle seat costs. Now we're going to need to find out then how many seats are in the middle. So number of seats in the middle is going to equal, we do need to now go to our diagram and count again how many seats are in the middle row. So you can see over here, it's again going to have to count per row. So for A, it's from seat 20 to 29. So again, using our formula, so this will be for the middle. We'll see that from, it's going to be 29 minus 20 plus 1 as our usual formula dictates. So it's going to be 29 minus 20, which is 9 plus 1, so 10. So we know that over here it's going to be 10. And you can see the next row B is again just one more seat in the row than the previous, so it's 11. The next one's going to be 12 because it's also one more row. The next one's going to be 13 because it's one more seat than the previous. The same for E, it's going to be 14, F 15, G 16 because it has one more than F. H is 17, J is 18, K is 19, L is 20, M is 21 because it's one more than L, N is 22. O is 23 because it's one more than N. So there's no special cases here. And row P is 24. So now we need to sum these up like we did for the left hand side. So again, in your calculators, I want you to write down all of this. So it's going to be the 10 plus 11 plus 12 plus 13 plus 14 plus 15 plus 16 plus 17 plus 18 plus 19 plus 20 plus 21 plus 22 plus 23 plus 24. So put that all in your calculators. Again, be very accurate and careful, and even do it twice if you have to double check. Okay, and I get it comes to 255. So back to here, the number of seats in the middle is 255. So then, therefore, the cost for the middle will equal 255 times, as we've calculated that the middle seats cost 162. It's going to be times 162. So this actually comes to a total of 41,310 Rand. So I actually didn't really read the rest of the question, but what it says is the board claims that if all the seats are occupied, they'll be able to collect more than 100,000. So we are trying to verify that the total is going to be more than 100,000. So the total cost for the middle is already 41,310 Rand. So now let's do the left hand side. And from the previous question, so the left hand side, we've already done the total. So number of seats equals, so if you remember, we had counted how many seats are there, so it's 169, and we had given the total over there. So we can then write down that the total number of seats is 169. They told us that seats on the side is 150. So then our left cost is going to equal the 169 seats available times the 150 Rand. And put that into your calculator, and we get that the left hand side equals 25,350 Rand. And now finally we have to do the right hand side. So the number of seats, so we just need to do another total calculation. So we need to total up these numbers that we've already written down for on our seating plan. So it's going to be 15 plus 15 plus 15 plus 16 plus 15 again, then plus 14, 13, 12, plus your 11, plus 10, 9, 8, 7, plus 6, plus 5. And yet again, take your time, put the numbers in correctly and accurately, and do it twice even if you have to. Okay, and I get the total of 171. So going back, it's 171. It's the same price for the right side as the left side. So the right cost is going to equal this 171 multiplied by that 150 Rand per seat, which comes to a grand total of 25,650. So now therefore we need to do a total cost, and this is going to be your 41,310 plus your 21,350 plus your 25,650. So this is, as I said, it's going to be 41,310 plus your 25,350 plus 25,650, and this comes to a grand total for the event. So put all three of those into your calculator and it comes to 92,310 Rand. And the question in the beginning is that, well, the statement they made is that they will be able to collect more than 1,000 Rand, 100,000 Rand, and you can see it's clearly less than 100,000 Rand. So we need to write down that, therefore, the statement is invalid. And that's the end of 4.2. Before I go, I just want to give a special thanks to our epic sponsors for making this video possible. Remember, you can read all about them in the description below. Be sure to visit our website for more of these epic tutorials. If you can't find the answer to your question, you must send us your question and we will respond with a personalized video just for you. And until next time, stay epic.